uncertain, myself included. That's what's sad about it most. Getting this far, obviously there's going to be an end to it at some point, whether we make it past this one or not, but just the uncertainty is tough, and the finality of it all. There's a lot of unknowns going into this offseason now, and I'm going to have to take some time away for sure and clear my head and just kind of see what's going on with everything. But it's pretty tough right now.
Is it me, or did Aaron Rodgers sound like he just played his last game with the Green Bay Packers? Mike, Vic, what do you think? What do you make of what Aaron Rodgers had to say there?
I think this is a situation where Aaron Rodgers keeping it real with himself. Sometimes you got to take some time off and decompress and just see where the chips lie. But this is the league of the unknown, and I think Aaron Rodgers is understanding that. You got to expect the worst and hope for the best at times like this. And while we didn't think that Aaron would be in this situation, it's here. And they also have a quarterback on the sideline behind him in Jordan Love, who's a rookie. And we don't know if he has a promising future, but, he is the future of the Green Bay Packers. Let them tell it, because they drafted him in the first round. Now, I do think Aaron Rodgers do have some years left, but he do have to take some time off and think about everything that's transpired. It's been a long season, and the expectations was high, and he didn't meet those expectations. So now he just got to take a step back from it, think about it, and most importantly, keep it real with himself.
Mike, the Packers better do everything they can to keep Aaron Rodgers in Appleton, Wisconsin, or wherever they're at. Because if they don't, and they lose that guy, they're going to be at the bottom of the barrel. I promise you that.
No
they better do everything they can to keep that guy. Aaron Rodgers, look, this is the modern-day athlete. LeBron James did it. Tom Brady just did it and was successful. It comes down to what Aaron Rodgers wants. Does Aaron Rodgers want his legacy to be that he stayed with one organization, one Super Bowl, and go down as, one of the greatest players ever and have a gold jacket? Or does Aaron Rodgers want to continue to compete and win another Super Bowl? If that's the case, if he wants to go on and compete, Wilds, he needs to get out of Green Bay, because this organization has shown you over the last 15 years or so that they're not going to give you what you need. Like I said this at the beginning of the year, that the Green Bay Packers have wasted Aaron Rodgers. Now, I do believe some of this is on Aaron Rodgers. We talked about it earlier. Tom Brady walks into an organization, just his presence alone makes everybody work harder. Aaron Rodgers, It's like they're in awe. Oh, he's great. Aaron Rodgers, look how he throws the ball. But does he force you to watch more film? Does he force you to just take that extra rep? Does he force you to go in the weight room after practice and work a little harder? I don't know. I'm not around Aaron Rodgers. Maybe when we have Greg Jennings back on the show, we can ask him. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers and I want to compete, I'm on the first thing smoking out of Appleton, Wisconsin.
I love that. That's a great take. I think you said something very interesting about the modern day athlete. And Nick, I want to throw a working theory to you. I'll just name a few quarterbacks. We saw Dak Prescott not sign a long-term deal. We saw Deshaun Watson wants out. We saw Matthew Stafford said, I'm gonna leave. We see Brandon put on his news cap and was like, I hear things about Russell Wilson. Seattle needs to take care of Russell. And now we hear Aaron Rodgers. And it feels like that we might be on the precipice of a sea change in football, where quarterbacks realize that it's better to have leverage over the franchise to make the decisions that you think are in the best interest of the franchise for you, rather than a Belichickian, no, I also need a special teams guy and I need this defensive guy, that actually hurt your production in what you think is best. So the question for you is this: do you think that these are just a bunch of coincidences, the Stafford, the Deshaun Watson, the Russ reports, and now Aaron Rodgers? Or do you think that there's real chance that we can see more movement in the quarterback position?
I do think there's real chance we could see more movement. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think that that once you saw the NBA guys, most notably LeBron, and then Durant and Harden and others have followed it, show the most powerful person in the organization is not the owner. It is the superstar. Yep. I think in the NFL, everyone realized, well, that doesn't apply to me because it's the NFL, except for the quarterback, who it's like, oh, it absolutely might apply to me because the only thing similar to an NBA superstar in value is a star quarterback. Right. But I think that is a separate discussion than the one that we should be having about Rodgers right here. If Rodgers is mad about the last decade, I stand by him. If Rodgers is mad about the draft, I stand by him. But about yesterday, he should be mad at himself. Did Rodgers play poorly? No. But did Aaron Rodgers, if you are going to say this was the last straw for my time in Green Bay, then I would have liked him to take advantage of the 3 interceptions Brady threw instead of scoring 6 points off them. I would have liked for him not to throw this pick. And I understand this might have been pass interference. They weren't calling anything until the very final play of the game when they called it, which I know Packer fans are mad about. I would have liked Aaron Rodgers to Vic, let me ask you a question. I know you put yourself in a mortal's shoes for a moment. So remove Mike Vick 99 speed and give yourself Aaron Rodgers speed, which is decent for a quarterback. Can we show the third down? Vic, if Rodgers runs on that 3rd and goal when they are down 8.
Oh yeah, this play.
I don't know if he scores.
That's a touchdown.
But
that's a touchdown.
Right? Isn't it? Like, that's on him. Yep. And even if he doesn't score, Vic, I think they go for it on 4th and goal if they're at the 2.
You score.
And so this Rodgers press conference to me, Vic, is slightly off-putting because this was a game where he could have done more and put the Packers back in the Super Bowl, I feel.
Yeah. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to watch this film. But at some point he's going to see this play right here, and I'm watching the game, and I'm actually on the phone with one of my friends, and I'm like, if he would have just ran it, he scored. And these are the plays that Aaron Rodgers made, 6-7 years ago with his legs with no problem. But I don't know if it's because he's a little older now. He physically don't believe he can do it, but he can. That was a game-changing play right there, and right now he's going to be kicking himself in the butt when he watched this play.
This was his Joan.
A lot of questions for Aaron Rodgers now heading into the offseason. Let's talk about the 2 quarterbacks who did make the Super Bowl, Mahomes and Brady. Could not have dreamed up a better matchup for Super Bowl 55. We'll break it down next. Michael Vick, thank you so much.
The worst and hope for the best at times like this. And while we didn't think that Aaron would be in this situation, it's here. And they also have a quarterback on the sideline behind him in Jordan Love, who's a rookie. And we don't know if he has a promising future, but, he is the future of the Green Bay Packers. Let them tell it because they drafted him in the 1st round. Now, I do think Aaron Rodgers do have some years left, but he do have to take some time off and think about